Welcome back to the Morning Mindset edition of the Live, Build, Change podcast. We are striving every morning in just 5 minutes through these episodes to get our minds right, to get ourselves thinking correctly about God, about ourselves, about the world we live in, and about our role in this world and how to live a life that is not only bringing great honor and glory to Jesus Christ, but is also ultimately fulfilling to us because it's bringing glory to God. A few days ago, we started talking about the issue of wisdom and what is it and how do we get it. And we discovered in the last few episodes, which, by the way, if you have not heard, you can find at livebuildchange.com/morning mindset. There's a player there. And those would be episodes 178, 179, 180. You can find them there and listen. But we discovered that wisdom is something that is readily available. It's not some mysterious thing we have to do weird religious things to get. God has promised us wisdom, and He makes it readily available to us. And our job is to recognize that we need it, that without it, we will be fools. And that if we will turn to the voice of wisdom that's calling to us and saying, please come, get wisdom, then God will pour it out on us. That is an incredible, incredible blessing. Now, we did our initial investigation into this idea of wisdom by looking at Proverbs chapter 1. And the first part of the section we read, verses 20 through 23, promised to us what will happen if we ask for wisdom. Following that tells us what will happen if we reject wisdom. And I think it's important to know this. And as we read this, you may see some of these things in aspects of your life right now because you recognize you have not been living according to the way of wisdom. Verse 24, it's spoken as if wisdom itself is speaking. And it says, because I have called and you refused to listen, I've stretched out my hand and no one is heeded. Because you have ignored all my counsel and would have none of my reproof, I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when terror strikes you. When terror strikes you like a storm and your calamity comes like a whirlwind. When distress and anguish come upon you. Then they will call upon me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me, because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would have none of my counsel and despised all my reproof. Therefore they shall eat the fruit of their way and have their fill of their own devices. For the simple are killed by their turning away, and the complacency of fools destroys them. But whoever listens to me will dwell secure and will be at ease without dread of disaster. So there's parts of that sound pretty unfeeling. I mean, wisdom is saying, I have warned you, I have made myself available to you, and you have not listened. And so when the consequences of your foolishness come upon you, when the consequences of rejecting my counsel come into your life, I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to mock you. I am not going to help you because you did not take my advice to begin with. And that can sound kind of harsh. It sounds like, well, that's not the God I know, that He would laugh at my terror, He would laugh at my destruction. But stop for a minute and just think of the logic of this. We reap what we sow. If we choose not to listen to a voice of reason, whether it's a parent or someone else who's giving us wise counsel, and then we reap the consequences, those people, by rights, have every right to kind of look at us and shake their heads and say, I tried to tell them. And they laugh in disbelief. They might even mock because I told you so, is what they would want to say. And for you and I, we need to take those last few verses seriously. The simple are killed by their turning away, and our complacency destroys us. That is why we need God's wisdom.